Welcome to Pivot Parenting, where we help parents of teens overcome regret and disappointment to find peace and connection in every situation. I'm Heather Frazier, your parenting expert. Journey with me to discover effective parenting tips, improve family relationships, and build a brighter future for your kids. Buckle up, things are about to get better. Have you ever been in public and there are people around and you're having a conversation and an eavesdropper chimes in? They join the conversation. Sometimes this happens, and much to my teenager's chagrin, sometimes I am this person chiming in on delightfully intriguing conversations that I just have to put in my 2 cents, and I embarrass them badly. But this past winter, I was in the grocery store with my 21-year-old son, and I love that he likes to go grocery shopping with me. He's away at school, and I was going to Trader Joe's yesterday. I'm going off on a tangent, but it's a good one. I was going to Trader Joe's, and I asked my 3 girls who all happened to be home if they wanted to come with me, and they all said no. So then I texted my son and I said, none of your sisters want to go to Trader Joe's with me. And I told them that you would come if you were here. And he said, yeah, they don't even understand how to be the favorite child. And I said, yeah, they don't get it. He likes to go to Trader Joe's with me and Costco and wherever. And anyway, I miss him. But he was home at Christmas. And we were at the grocery store, and I asked the classic question, what should we have for dinner? What do you want for dinner? And he gave the classic answer, which was, I don't care. And not in like an unfeeling, why are you asking me kind of way, but he is just a chill kid. So he's like, I don't care. And this older woman on the same aisle, she responded before I could. And she said, I don't care, won't feed you. And she said it kind of snappy, but in like a humorous way. Anyway, so then of course she was part of the conversation. So of course she had to go on to say how her kids would say that and it would just drive her crazy, and how she would always respond with, well, that's not going to feed you, or that's not going to, get you what you want. You have to actually care. And she, I think she was trying to help me along, which was very thoughtful of her. And my son and I kind of humored her a little bit, and then we went on our merry way, and we just kind of chuckled because she has no idea of our dynamic, and that I don't care that he said I don't care. That is his response about 99% of things, because he is such a laid back kid. He just genuinely doesn't care. He's happy just for whatever reason. Now, once upon a time, that may have driven me crazy, but it no longer does, which is such a beautiful thing. And I just want to pause the story for a second and inject the idea of, if you want to get to this place or any other place where annoyance is your current state or frustration or sadness, and you want to improve upon that, in July, I plan on dropping coaching sessions for my podcast. These are anonymous. You can change your name. If you have some kind of voice software, you can change your voice. I don't know how to do that, but you're welcome to. You can change your kids' names, any defining details, and you can be on the podcast and we will coach, and it is free. You just have to let me publish it so that other people can hear the session and learn and grow from our discussion. You can do this by emailing me. Super easy. And I hope you're on my email list, because that is the first place to hear about everything exciting. Like this week, I am presenting in a summit, and it's free and it's amazing. It's a week long. There are 50 bomb speakers, and it was free. And my email list found out about it and got the link and signed up, and it's been fun having them at the summit. So for this little paused moment, please, if you would like free coaching, this is the easiest way that I can help you. Come be on the podcast. I promise that it will be really helpful to you. And if you want to hear how that sounds, go back to previous summers. It's usually June or July that the whole month I just do coaching. And it is so exciting. One summer I even did the same set of parents, the mom and dad, and you can see through the several weeks of the month how much they progressed in such a short amount of time with their son. But this lady in the grocery store, back to my story, she didn't really understand that that doesn't frustrate me and that it's also just my son's personality. He's like the most pleasant, easygoing kid ever. And so that's what we're talking about today, because it can be as simple as, I don't care what we have for dinner, which he definitely has preferences. He is very, not as much now, but he is very particular when it comes to what he eats. But maybe they don't care about things that you care about, like how well they did on the quiz, or if they get a summer job, or what time they wake up, or the state of their room, if you can see carpet or not. And they don't care. And we want them to care because we care, and it is a problem. So let's break this down into 3 little subcategories. The first one that I want to cover is understanding the deeper situation behind their statement of, I don't care. Because this is key to understanding and releasing our frustration, resentment, upset when we hear, I don't care how I did on my test. I don't care what we have for dinner. I don't care that you took away my phone. So let's talk about it. Now, this is quite the gamut of reasons why they might say, I don't care. So bear with me and please be creative in seeing yourself somewhere on this spectrum, okay? First and foremost, we're going to go with the example that I led with, which is my son at the grocery store, and he genuinely didn't care what I would make for dinner. Even if it's something that he doesn't like, he doesn't care because he'll just fix something for himself that he likes. So it could just be as straightforward as them giving you an honest answer. They genuinely don't care. Now, for me and many parents like me in the grocery store, I just wanted my son to solve a problem for me, which was my decision fatigue on deciding what to make for dinner. Because can I say, I am so sick of deciding what to make for dinner. I am 47 years old and I have been adulting for a long time, and I don't want to decide what to make for dinner ever again. But here we are. I have children at home and they want to eat. And what a privilege, when I'm really being honest with myself, what a privilege and honor it is to be able to afford food and to cook nice food and have a beautiful kitchen and the skill set and all the necessary things I need to actually make food for my family. And so I can just count my blessings and make a decision and have food for them. But I wanted my son to solve that for me. And that's why I asked him. And he didn't care. And so he declined solving my problem for me. And that's okay. He has every right to decline solving my decision fatigue. We oftentimes parents are looking for their child to solve something for them, whether that's they want a desire for more input or more involvement from their child. They might want them to care. Like, doesn't it bother you that you can't see your carpet in your bedroom? And maybe there's like a whole family full of rats living in your clothes and closet, and we just will never know. And they say, I don't care. And it's frustrating because we want them to care at least as much as we do, helpful if a little bit more. And so we are looking for our child to solve our discomfort on some level. And that is why it is frustrating when they don't take the bait. So that's the first thing we need to check. They could also say, I don't care, because they don't want to tell you what they actually think. Maybe they are feeling nervous or timid about how you will respond. And this could be based off of the past. Maybe you were dismissive or reacted poorly in the past when they actually did vocalize what they cared about. And so they're playing it safe and they're saying, I don't care, because they don't want to get a reaction out of you that they aren't expecting or prepared for or happy to have going on in their moment. And this, I think, is a really common one. Tragically, and maybe you can see this with your own parents or people in your life, sometimes we play small because we are trying to manage other people's emotions so that we can feel safe and comfortable. And this is a really sad state of affairs when the child is managing the adult's emotions. So we also have to pay attention to that potential reason why they might say, I don't care. So if they were to say something as benign as, where should we go grab dinner tonight? And they really want Mexican, but they know you hate Mexican. And you're going to be like, oh, I hate Mexican. And so they say, I don't care, because they don't feel like they can be honest with you. So we want to pay attention to our influence on their I don't care-ness, if that makes sense. And then the last point of potentially considering why they say I don't care that I want to make is maybe they just have other things to think about. Maybe they're really upset or focused on something exciting, and they don't want to think about whatever it is you are presenting to them. Or perhaps they have decision fatigue themselves. And so it could just be all about them, why they are saying, I don't care. So if we break that down in simple terms, they say, I don't care because it's the truth. They say, I don't care because of you, or they say, I don't care because of them, or potentially even the situation, right? So we have to consider why they're saying, I don't care. Now, a lot of times teenagers don't like to be interrogated. So getting to the bottom of this could just be you making a stab in the dark, and that is good enough as well. We can also ask them if they care to respond, like, hey, do you actually not care? Or are you trying to make it so that I'm happy? Or is your brain just on another planet thinking about that project at school or what you're going to do this weekend? Like, give me something to go on here. And they might help you out and they might not. But ultimately, we want to understand a little bit behind why they don't care. Is it the truth? Is it because they're managing somebody's emotions or the situation? Or is it just because they don't have the capacity right now? It's all about them, that they are saying they don't care. Hi there. I just want to pause and let you know, if you are struggling to make sense of your teen's behaviors, emotions are running wild, and you're looking to turn things around to have the family you dreamed of while rocking them to sleep, I would love to talk to you. I want to give you a special, powerful gift. 30 minutes with me, my friend. You'll walk away with more confidence, clarity, and understanding of what the issue is and your next best step in resolving any situation you bring to me. It's completely free. I love families and want to help yours be wildly happy and successful. Book this call by visiting my website, heatherfraser.com. Remember, Fraser is spelled with a Z-I in the middle. And don't worry, the link is also in the show notes. I look forward to meeting and helping you. All right, let's talk about the second point, which is the super simple secret shift that actually stops this cycle of conflict and confusion and annoyance. It's super easy. They want to say, I don't care, And it's actually not a problem for them to say it. We just have to instill that belief deep into our bones, my friend. If they say, I don't care, not a problem. Not a problem for any of the reasons that they may choose to say, I don't care. If they say they don't care about grades, that assignment, that their room is a mess, that they only like to play video games and don't care about anything else, I don't care. I don't care. We can choose to believe that it is not a problem. That doesn't mean that we don't have rules and consequences. You can absolutely have rules and consequences, and I recommend following through with them, and they don't have to care. I actually did a whole podcast episode that you can search. It's called The Letter of the Law, and I break down rules and consequences. But we don't have to be dramatic. We do not have to become emotionally attached to our desire for them to have an opinion or care. You can care more than your kids about their grades, about their successes, about how clean their room is, if there's ants and roaches because there's dishes everywhere. And it doesn't have to be a problem. Or you can choose to not care more than they do. Natural consequences are a fantastic lesson that we all get in life. Let them learn as they choose. It really doesn't have to be a problem. So the one step that you need to do to drop the annoyance and the frustration around them not caring is to allow them to not care. That it's just fine. Nothing has gone wrong. The only thing that they have to care about is what they care about. If it's their computer or their boyfriend or anything else, it's all just fine. A really great example of this is my kids' rooms. Some of my kids are neat as a pin and some are not. Some do their laundry, so they have lots of options of clothes they can wear, and some wait until they're completely out of clothes. And I have decided to not care if they don't care about having a clean room. Now, a couple times a month, I will ask them to tidy up so that the floors can be vacuumed. Sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't. And I have decided to not care if they want to live in squalor, because that is a lesson that they have to figure out for themselves. The rest of the house stays clean, so they understand what clean feels like versus what messy feels like, and they can choose for themselves and figure it out. The crazy thing is I was not the most neat child, and I am a neat adult. So, for the parents who think their child will not learn how to be clean, we cannot tell. We do not know. Getting them to care about grades now, for example, won't make them necessarily a better or worse employee or student in the future. Our brain likes to tie their future successes to their ability to care now, but that's just not necessarily true, because they are completely different with a different set of neural pathways now than they will have as a fully developed, neurally established brain adult. It's just different. And so we really don't have to make it a problem or think that their future is doomed when they don't care. It is okay that they only care about the one thing. Their boyfriend, their computer, whatever it is, it's fine, I promise. You can care more about it than they do and not be dramatic about it. The third point that I wanted to make is how we can respond in a way that does not damage the relationship, because a lot of parents struggle with their child not caring. Now, I will say, once you've really embodied, like, it's okay that they don't care, your healthy, loving responses will flow more naturally. But we want to build trust and connective relationships, not distancy, judgy. I don't want to be around my mom because she's always writing me about something or another kind of relationship. So, we do not want to clear the path of consequences for them. This prevents them from learning how to care through natural consequences. So if they don't do their laundry, well, guess what? They don't have clean clothes to wear. And maybe they don't care for a while, but then maybe they see somebody really cute at school and they don't want to be the stinky kid. So they decide to start caring and doing their laundry. We don't know. Don't email their teacher for them and rescue them when they didn't turn in their assignment or they did poorly on a test and they need to negotiate some kind of workaround. Let them do it. Don't give them cash if they lost their job because they didn't care about being on time. Let them go find another job and figure out how to actually hold a job. Don't bend rules to manage emotions. Follow through with love and understanding. Again, the less dramatic rules and consequences are, the happier everybody is. So it sounds something like, bummer you were late, you don't get the car keys tonight, and I love you. Would you like to come watch a show with us? Or your friends are welcome to come over here. And that's all it has to be. None of it is a problem. We think that they need to care because we know their life would be better if they did. And we want to save them from future pain and suffering. We want them to learn the skill of studying now so that college is an easier, less difficult experience. But they don't care to. We want them to learn how to get themselves up and out the door on time so that they don't lose jobs or opportunities. But right now they don't care to. And it's not a problem. Natural consequences and then family rules and consequences are all that they really need in place because essentially they just need to learn what caring about something feels like and what not caring about something feels like and where it leads in their life. I promise they'll eventually catch on. Most parents typically respond by bouncing between freaking out and micromanaging and trying to control their kid into caring and throwing their arms up in the air in exasperation and giving up for a short time. And then the cycle begins again because they can't leave it alone. We want a higher form of action, which is the belief that nothing has gone wrong. And this is the best way for all of us crazy cat humans to learn what we want to care about. So give this a try. If you need help understanding why you can't let it be or what you can do to better support your child, as always, please reach out. I offer a free call. It is a beautiful thing. We will figure out exactly where you want to be and the steps on how to get you there. You can click the link in the show notes to do so. And I hope to talk to you soon. We'll see you next week.